evening here. Today we have gathered to discuss about case study on engineering mechanics. So it is one of the core subject you are studying in your engineering first semester. So here you already studied about engineering mechanics. Now we like to have a conversation about how it plays a vital role in industries, how it affects the various production rates, how it affects the construction parts. Like that we have to discuss. So I think everyone will express your thoughts about engineering drawing case studies. Let's start with the Rohit.
I'm going to tell about the definition and the overview of the engineering mechanics. Engineering mechanics is mostly to tell about the effect of the forces in the objects. It is a simple way to express the forces in pull or push to the object over you in the real world. Engineers uses engineering mechanics to tell about the forces acting on the objects or fields in anywhere of this real world. For example, we can take a person standing on the bridge, in center of the bridge, and the engineers will measure the forces where it's acting on its bridge, whether they stand on the bridge at center or even at corners of the bridge. There are two types of engineering mechanics, namely static and dynamic. Static is simply nothing but it tells about the resting objects like buildings, tables, chair, and etc. Dynamics tell about the moving objects, motion objects. Examples: vehicles or some others, etc. In engineering mechanics, it's derived to tell about these two main things like static and dynamic. Next things we can tell about by deriving the steps by Rohit.
Sir, as mentioned in Jiva told, there are three steps of engineering mechanics, sir. Static, dynamic, fluids. Dynamics talks about load, stress, sir. Static talks about load and stress. Dynamics talks about rotation, movement, and fluid mechanics talks about the motion and flow of water bodies, pumps and etc. First of all, we see from statics, sir. Statics which tells about the loads, for example, crane, lifting objects where the movement can be captured and detected, sir. In dynamics, the rotation, sir, the conveyor body, motors, and turbines, these are covered from dynamics, sir. In fluid mechanics, the pumps, hydraulics, where the amount of pressure can be used to lift the bodies. In the rotation field, the amount of torque should be produced for load. The amount of weight should be lifted. These are topics are talked and about types, sir. There are many ways these are used. For example, in electric, power station, and automobiles industry, sir, where to create a circuit we should know the amount of force should be acted or a diagram should be drawn.
Can you share what are the points you are going to discuss about the cases?
Good evening, sir. Actually, I'm here to talk about the forces used in the machines in along to engineering mechanics. Actually, there is a wide range of engineering mechanics application in industries. Most of the industries are using most of the forces of lifting force, pushing force, and comprehensive force and morons. When it comes to crane, it uses the lifting force. Mostly the conveyor belt uses. There are more types of force: lifting force, pushing force, and the comprehensive force and morons. Examples for lifting force is cranes. Uses in a conveyor belt and moron. For example, for the comprehensive force, hydraulics are the main example for it. So mainly most of which engineering mechanics are used in industrial applications.
What about you, Praveen? Can you share some of the case studies in engineering drawing?
Yes. So now I am going to share about stress and strain in engineering mechanics. So stress and strain is a fundamental concept in engineering mechanics. What is stress? Stress is the internal resistance force which resists the external applied force. So here in the engineering mechanics, both the stress and strain is a fundamental concept that every engineer should know for their safe buildings and safe environment. So strain is the thing, that deformation of change in size or etc. So here in this stress and strain in the engineering mechanics, for every engineer should know the concept of stress and strain to build a safe building and a good environment for their mechanic structures.
Thank you. This is one of the valid point, right? So, Firdaus, now what is your thoughts?
Sir, I am going to talk about the advantages in engineering materials, sir. Sir, engineering materials helps build durable and efficient products, sir. It also reduces the risk factors, and also it improves the safety of the workers, and it's very efficient for the future, sir. So it helps it to build advanced designs and advanced products, sir.
So this is one of the good things, right? So normally engineering mechanics is about how the forces and stress analysis has to be calculated for particular product or building, or what is the material or what are the product we are going to develop. So hope everybody has given some insights about this. The viewers can learn about what engineering mechanics has come. Thank you all.
Thank you.